During my beginner days, I came across the terms delay hitting and lagging through golf magazines. It was like the image of impressive players who condense energy at the beginning of the downswing and then explode it at impact. At that time, I believed that the cause of my frequent pulls and lethargic swings was not being able to hit after bringing the club deep into the ball's direction. In other words, it was determined that the lack of a player-like lagging was the issue. This is because, even when filming from the front, the downswing was occurring in a way that the club was releasing too early. Now we can easily help those who have such problems. The natural lagging motion is not about pulling the club back to delay the club's impact, but rather about slowing oneself down. The lagging observed during the downswing is a common result, seen not only in long hitters, but also in all proficient golfers. In the past, amateurs like me, who feel a lack of power during their swing, find that when they record their downswing and compare it with the professionals, their downswing releases earlier than expected. They realize that they are unable to maintain the wrist angle during the downswing and are not leading the club with their body while keeping this angle. In other words, they conclude that they are not condensing energy and are releasing it too quickly to hit the ball. Here, I will demonstrate how I can release the club very quickly to hit the ball. I will exaggerate this, but when I say quickly, I mean position rather than speed. This means that when I reach the top of the backswing, I intend to release from up here without the image of pulling it down or condensing it further. How did that look? None of you who have the problem of the club releasing during the downswing are intentionally trying to release the club. On the other hand, I released the club, but it may not appear to be released. The cause lies elsewhere. The reason you feel powerless during your swing is not because you are not using your body, but because you are only using your body. I will demonstrate a swing while maintaining my wrists and using only my body. The lack of lagging occurs because the body pulls the club while moving its position. This happens when the body moves first during the transition from backswing to downswing, causing the club to release. If the body lags, the angle of the club deepens. Lagging is the result of this simple principle. If everyone were to swing without moving their position even by 1 centimeter during their swing, no one would swing incorrectly. The reason is that the ball does not move. If the ball does not move but your position changes, the outcome will certainly be different. To hit this shot, you must first establish a good position. Once you have a good position, you need to maintain it from start to finish to ensure a good impact. Now, to hit this shot, you begin to move the club head. In this situation, the distinction between pulling the club in and releasing it versus releasing it from the start is meaningless. In fact, the image of pulling the club in and then releasing it only adds unnecessary thoughts. The energy cannot become stronger. Unlike the appearance of the players we observed in the video, if we maintain our position, we can release the club from that spot. This is how we achieve results. Similar to the lagging of professional players. If you lead the club with your body at the top of the backswing and shift your position, or if you excessively pull the club down while your body position moves backward, the club will not achieve lagging. By maintaining your position during the backswing and allowing the club to release naturally, you will produce a strong lagging effect. Are you planning to pull the club in without releasing it and then explode at impact? The interpretation may seem plausible, but when the actual swing begins, the club does not operate that way. This is the moment when an average person becomes uncoordinated. The correct form of lagging does not involve delaying the impact while pulling the club in. Rather, it means that I am the one who is delayed more than the club. In other words, I need to be later than the club. I will share a practice method to induce this correct form of lagging. After addressing the ball, turn your head to the right and try throwing the club over your right shoulder. If you think of the club thrown over the right shoulder as a single flow, and do not stop that flow, the club will perform the downswing like this. While the club is thrown, and until the downswing is completed, keep your head turned to the right. Let's try hitting the ball. Keep your head turned to the right. Throw the club over the right shoulder, and continue that flow. When performing the backswing, if your gaze occupies the right side, before the door, you feel that you have secured enough space to hit, which is why your position is maintained during the backswing. It also guides the fixed gaze to the right to slow down the body during the downswing, allowing for lagging to occur. Like my past self, golfers who are still inexperienced in hitting tend to have more positional movement during their swing than expected. This makes it difficult to mimic the motions of professionals. Furthermore, if they try to demonstrate a spirit of challenge by delaying the release of the club and leading with their body, the problem becomes even more serious. Golfers who are skilled at hitting and have good motion maintain a fixed position. If we can keep our position more stable and delay ourselves more than the club during the release, a high level of hitting will be guaranteed. Delay hitting is not about delaying the club, but about delaying oneself. Instead of dragging the club, we should lead with it. Great lagging is the result of this.